Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing well. I'm here with my makeup inventory video today, and basically what I'm going to do is go over all the categories of makeup and then tell you how many makeup items I have in each category, and then I'm also going to be going over what my ideal amount of makeup would be. And I've seen other YouTubers do this video, and I thought it was really interesting to kind of see, how much makeup they had and then how much they wanted. So I thought it'd be an interesting video to film, and let's get started. So my first category is foundation, and I have currently one foundation, and my ideal would be one, so I'm really happy with that. My next category is BB cream / tinted moisturizer. I currently have 3, but ideally I would only want 1, so I do have a couple to work through. Primer for face primer for under foundation, I currently have 7, and a lot of these are, I forgot to mention, so for this, it doesn't really matter the size of the product. It doesn't matter if I'm almost going to use it up. I'm still counting it in my inventory, so it doesn't matter if stuff is a sample size, not a full-size product. I'm still counting it as an item in my inventory. And then also for a lot of face products like blush and bronzer, highlighter, I have these in kind of eyeshadow or palettes that have multiple things in them. So I'm counting if I have a blush in one of these palettes, I'm counting that towards my blushes and counting as it was being one blush for each item like that. So for my primers, I have a lot of kind of travel mini size primers that I've gotten through. I had Birchbox for about a year ago I had it. So I guess 2 years ago to I think I had it at the end of 2012 through 2013. I had Birchbox, so I got primer samples through there. I got primer samples through Sephora orders. So some way I ended up with 7 primers, but really I would only need 1. The one good thing about having all these different samples is it will allow me to try a lot of different types of primers. So hopefully by the time I've worked through all of them, I'll find what my favorite primer is, and then I can just purchase that in the full size. So yes, I have 7 primers. I would only want 1. Powders, and this is any type of face powder, including pressed powder and loose powders. I currently have 3. Ideally, I'd only want 2. 1 for my makeup bag and then 1 for my purse. Concealers, I currently have 3. Ideally, I'd only want 2 concealers. 1 for kind of under eye, as an under eye concealer, and then 1 to cover up kind of blemishes. So ideally, only 2. Highlighters, I have 8, and that is crazy. I really only have recently started using the High Beam by Benefit kind of highlighter. Somehow I ended up with 3 Watts Up from Benefit, the mini sizes. It was in Sephora's birthday kind of gift last year. I've gotten through, Benefit will always have, different sort of holiday sets, or just throughout the year, they always do sets with little mini samples. And I think I also got one through some sort of Sephora, promo code, or when they do, the bags with, 8 different samples, I got one through there, too. So somehow I ended up with 8 highlighters. Ideally, I probably would only want 1 or 2, maybe. I put down 1 on my list, just because I've only been recently really using highlighter at all. My next category is blush, and somehow I ended up with 16 blushes. I think because blush is a product that is hard for me to use up, so I tend to, I have some that I've had for a while, and blush can come in so many different colors and kind of formulas. I have some cream blushes, and I have matte blushes and shimmery blushes in different colors. So that one I can see how the collection of it kind of grew. But ideally I probably would only want 5 or maybe 6 in different sort of types of blushes. But currently I have 16, so I definitely want to downsize that collection. My next item is bronzer. I currently have 2. I hardly ever wear bronzer, so ideally I would only need 1, maybe even 0. I haven't really found a bronzer that I have wanted to wear or liked wearing. My next item is eyeshadow primer. I currently have 3. Ideally, I'd only want 1, so I have a few to work through in those. Eyeshadow single, so this is just single eyeshadows. I currently have 8. My ideal, I put down 5. That's not really, a lot for the eyeshadow things, I don't have like, I need this many. It kind of depends, like, for eyeshadow, if I wouldn't need any single eyeshadows, really, if my palettes had all the colors that I wanted. So, I put 5, but certainly it wouldn't have to be 5. Maybe less than 5 I should put instead. For cream eyeshadows, I have 3. Ideally, I would probably only need 2, like 2 different type of base colors that I enjoyed wearing. Small eyeshadow quad palettes, I have 3. Ideally, I'd only want 1 that might have like all the colors I might need for traveling, so I could travel more simply. Really, my eyeshadow palettes that I have, my quad eyeshadow palettes that I have now, really none of them would really work for the purpose that I'm thinking of, but I'm thinking ideally I'd only want 1. And then just full-size eyeshadow palettes, I currently have 7, which is kind of crazy. I think ideally I would only need 3. Currently, I'm using my eyeshadow palettes and then kind of transitioning them each month. So I think having 3 would work better for that versus 7, because that means, like, really, I would only be using my palettes, you know, once or twice a year, versus if I had 3, then I would be getting about 4 months of use out of each of them, which is a lot more, seems a lot better than like 2 or less months of use out of each of them. My next category is eyeliner. I currently have 13, and all my eyeliners are pencil eyeliners, so I didn't break this down into subcategories. But I have 13. Ideally, I probably would want 5, like a variety of colors. Of course, like a brown and black, and then some different sort of colored eyeshadows. So ideally 5. Not exactly sure about that one. Mascara, I currently have 5. Ideally, I'd only want 2, really just the one I'm currently using, and then like a backup mascara for when that one dries out. Eyebrow products, I currently have 2. Ideally, I'd want 2. Eyebrow products is kind of a different category. I could have broken them up into 2 separate like categories, but that seemed kind of crazy because I only have 2 eyebrow products to begin with. But I have an eyebrow gel, and then I have like an eyebrow, like brow bone sort of highlight color. So I put that into just eyebrow product categories, but I'm happy with the amount of those that I have. My next item is clear lip products, and I currently have 8, and ideally I'd only want 4. I'd want 1 lip product for my purse, 1 for at work, 1 for my nightstand, and then 1 for my makeup bag. So I currently have double that. And then for color lip products, I currently have 22, and I did break these down into subcategories. So currently I have 10 lipsticks. Ideally, I'd only want about 5, maybe less than that. Less than 5 would be good. Lip glosses, I currently have 9. I think my ideal amount would only be 3, just so I had kind of a variety of lip products, something a little darker, something very everyday and light. I want 3 sounds like an amount that I could actually use up the product. And not feel like I have so many, I'm never going to be able to use these up and they're going to go bad, which I kind of feel like that now. So I think 3 would be my ideal. And then for lip pencils, I currently have 3, and my ideal for that would be 1. So I think this was really interesting, and it really kind of highlighted the areas where I really have a lot more product than I really want. So I'm hopeful with doing my project pans and kind of different use it up sort of videos that these numbers can go down. I think I'm also going to have to do some kind of like purging of products as well. But this has been very helpful. I think it's helpful to me, and I will definitely do an update on this video. I'm not sure how frequently because I think it will take me quite some time to get these numbers really down to more of my ideal numbers. I'm thinking this would be a good maybe like every 2 months or maybe even quarterly sort of video. But I hope you enjoyed my makeup inventory, and I would also love to know how many of products you have, or if there's certain categories that you have a lot of product, a lot more product than you'd want. You can let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.